I'm sure if I told you that you were going to be making ravioli at home with a wonderful Swiss chard or beet leaf filling, you'd probably say, oh no, not I. But it's a very delicious way to use the wonderful ruby Swiss chard that's growing in such abundance at this time of year. Melt 1½ tablespoons of butter and saute 1 medium shallot that's been peeled and finely chopped. If you don't have shallots, you can use 3 green onions, or you could use a half of a small white onion. Now, the ravioli dough is not homemade, and that's what makes this so very, very easy. It's wonton wrappers. They come in packets like this in the Asian section of the grocery store or in Chinatown, and it's a lot of fun to use these wrappers. I'm now adding 3 cups of the Swiss chard leaves, not the stems. I reserved the stems for the broth in which we're going to serve these raviolis. You could also make a spinach filling using this same recipe. But Swiss chard leaves are very, very good for you. Has a meatier texture and a more earthy flavor than spinach. Add a little bit of salt and pepper. Add 3/4 of a teaspoon of thyme leaves. That adds an unusual and nice flavor to the Swiss chard. Oh, it smells so good too. The instant you add that, it changes the flavor. And now put this back in the bowl, and we want to put this into the refrigerator for just a few minutes because we're going to then add some cheese and some ricotta. We don't want to do that while this is really hot. While this is chilling, we're going to make the stock. In a small saucepan, combine 1 3/4 cups of homemade chicken stock if you have it, or canned chicken broth. And we want 1 sprig of thyme and the Swiss chard stalks. These bright red stalks, if you're going to be using the ruby chard, can be added to the broth now, and it'll change the broth's color. It's going to give it a bright red color. And what a great flavor and smell it has, too. So just bring it to a boil and then let it simmer for about 3 minutes. And for the ravioli, I have water simmering. The water should be lightly salted. This is where we're going to cook the actual raviolis. Now we'll take the mixture out. We'll add our lovely ricotta cheese, and we're going to add 6 tablespoons of ricotta cheese. Try to get the whole milk ricotta. It's a grainy cheese, but it's smoother than cottage cheese, and it has a slightly sweet flavor. 3 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. And taste this just for salt and pepper. And now for the assembly. Break an egg into a bowl. This is going to be our glue. It's going to hold the raviolis together. And break this up. And you'll need a soft pastry brush. One about that size is just perfect. And now we're going to lay 12 of the ravioli wrappers. They should be kept wrapped in plastic wrap until you're ready to use them, because these will dry out rather quickly. You can lay out your wrappers, I'd say about 6 at a time. You can, of course, make your own ravioli dough, but this is so easy that I thought we would show you a simple way. A tablespoon of the filling right in the center of each. See, the filling is not wet. You don't want it wet because it will make the ravioli a little bit soggy. You could do this just with ricotta cheese, highly flavored. You can also fill them with crab meat. So see how I'm brushing around the edges with the egg. That's what I call glue. Place these over the top. And try to make the edges meet. You want to really encase the filling. And I'm putting it on a dish towel on a pan. These are brushed with cornstarch, and they will not normally stick to a surface unless the outsides get wet. Don't be afraid to pick them up and really press with your thumbs, pressing out all air bubbles. Just proceed until you have 12. The broth is done. It can be removed from the heat. Our water can be brought up to a boil. Now these strainers are excellent because they will enable you to take the ravioli out of the water. Cook these until they become translucent and they are floating. It takes about 1 to 2 minutes because the filling is already beautifully cooked. All you really want to do is cook the dough. Now here's our broth. I'm going to strain the broth, put a little bit of broth in each of the serving dishes. This will keep the raviolis from sticking. And these are large and pretty and very unusual ravioli. And then if you dab it on a towel, all the excess moisture falls off and you just slide these ravioli right into your broth. You can serve these with a sprinkling of Parmesan cheese, but I think you'll like them just the way they are. And I'm just going to sample them. Swiss chard ravioli, a healthy and elegant dish. And mighty delicious.